I doubt anybody's going to care what I have to say about this next stretch of games or if we're going to make the wild card spot. But there's no baseball today and bored as shit. So let's get into it. Do the Blue Jays have a real shot at a wild card spot, at capturing the wild card spot and going into the playoffs? Now, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but I just don't see it. While the pitching is on point more often than not, our offense is so crazy, crazy weird, not crazy good, that with Vladdy out, it's going to be tough to keep up with the Tampa Bay Rays and even the Stankies. We're facing them in their home for 3 games. Tampa, 3 games. And do we have Tampa again after the Yankees? They're in there somewhere. But after those 6 games, or 9 games, we have a bit of an easier schedule with teams who are below 500. I'm going to guess that we have more of a shot against the under 500 teams than the Rays and the Yankees. I don't see this offense surviving those teams because they're so much better than us on offense. The pitching, I think we're better than both of them, but the pitching isn't the problem. It's the production that we're getting from our lineup. And this is not April and May anymore. We're almost into September, and we're 61 and 65. We are driving the way it is right now. The rotation is thriving. Dylan Cease is going to be amazing, so amazing that he's going to win the AL Cy Young Award for the first time in his career. He just reached 200 strikeouts for the 6th time in his career. Unfortunately, in a loss because our offense is so fucking weird. One day it looks promising, the next it looks toilet water. With Max Scherzer having stronger outings lately, hopefully he can keep that up. Shane Bieber did his thing. Blue Jays even survived a bullpen day on Saturday, taking down Cam Shitter in the Yankees by rolling out 7 relievers. One of those relievers, I think the newly acquired Paul Sewald. I didn't get to see a lot of him because I was working. As all of you know, I work at Rogers Center, the best place to work on fucking earth. Trey Savage just went through left knee surgery to repair his meniscus. He could return. To multiple reports, it wasn't as bad the severity wasn't as bad as a lot of earlier reports thought. Um, if he could pull off a comeback late in the season, I don't know when he would return. If we're lucky, maybe mid-September. And Spencer and Maserati, newly addition reliever from the trade deadline where we traded Varsho to the Astros for him. Seems like he has a shot at returning much sooner, though after pitching Sunday in a AAA rehab outing, he will probably need another one. If he could give them something in the range of his career 4.66 ERA with stable innings, that's more than enough. A soft schedule. Now, that is where the real excitement begins. Pointing to no other team's weakness doesn't feel like the most inspiring argument for the Blue Jays. But isn't this what the wild card race is all about? Right now, they're playing their best baseball of 2026. We're still talking about a team with a losing record. They're in the race because the rest of the American League sucks. Okay, so the offense keeps getting worse. It's probably true. This is another one of those points that doesn't feel terribly inspiring, but there's something to it. Schneider kept coming back to the law of averages around the All-Star break, firmly believing the Blue Jays' best baseball was ahead of them because they were getting their bad baseball out of the way early. Well, it's averaging out. But the offense is still inconsistent. Only the Mariners have scored fewer runs than the Blue Jays across the MLB. Frankly, their recent run hasn't been much more encouraging on offense. Perhaps the Blue Jays can ride this scrappy brand of small ball into the postseason. Eventually, they'll need to expand their brand beyond hitting singles. And before Vladdy went down, it was 72 games since his last home run in home turf. That's going back to August something of 2025. I think it was August 17th. It's almost been a full year since he hasn't hit a homer at home. I never saw this coming, nor did anybody else. The Vladdy apologists have tried different ways of not saying that he sucks at home and not saying that he keeps struggling. They just keep saying he's going to get hot, but he hasn't. And we've got less than 2 months to figure out the offense with or without Guerrero's power in the lineup. And though we don't have Vladdy Guerrero to turn into Aaron Judge when he eventually returns from the 7-day concussion IL, They just need an OPS over 800 down the stretch. With a few home runs, this should be doable. And if the Blue Jays can pair that with this level of pitching and some tight defense, anything is possible. With that said, he's got 8 home runs, and it is completely jarring that I just said that. From last year, he had 26, I think, and 8 home runs in the playoffs. All of his averages have gone way, way down, and it's only getting worse. He's hitting more ground ball outs than when he got 14-year, $500 million deal. I thought he would put a bit more effort to hitting home runs, but he's completely lost his touch. And these base savant stats are just crazy. He's got 7 home runs, 7 stolen bases, 263 batting average, 337 OBP, and a 356 OPS. Oh, Jesus. Slugging with a 693 OPS. This is by far his worst year. He's striking out a bit more. There's no arm strength. He's never been a great runner. And his extra base attempts are way down from last year. Ex-WOBA, whatever the fuck that is. Slugging way down, exit velo, barrel, hard hitting, the sweet spot, everything is just, he just can't find it. And I don't know what else he's got to do. He's chasing a lot more pitches than he should, than he has ever had. That's never been his MO of chasing pitches. And he's striking out a lot more. He's walking less. All these numbers are just, he looks completely discombobulated at the plate. He's overthinking it. He's stressing himself out when he doesn't need to be stressed. And if you look at 2025, all of these percentages, all these statistics are in the red. These, he definitely got on base a lot more by walking a lot more. It's like some of these pitches that he's swinging at, they're not even in the zone. If anything, they're far away from the zone. And again, he's never been a fast runner. One of the worst base runners in baseball. He even looks a little more bloated. He doesn't look in shape. And this is all happening when he's 27 years old. He's in the middle of his prime. And he's giving us toilet water at the plate. The defense has always been there. He's always been the best first baseman defensively in baseball. Well, one of them. But the offense, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. I am so confused, so conflicted on what we have to worry about more. Him getting on base or him overthinking it at the plate. I don't get it. He is, at this point of this year, his first year of his contract extension, I thought he would be even more fired up, more gritty and hustle, even more calculated at the plate. I never saw this type of dip from Vladdy. If someone was to ask me or tell me that Vladdy would have no power, the home runs would be non-existent, the barrel percentage would be down, way down in dropping, the slugging would not be there, hard hit, not there. If you told me at this time, in the middle of August, that we would see this kind of regression, I would have told you to get the fuck out of my house, to get out of my face. But this is real life. This is real time struggle. And he didn't have a hot year to begin this season, but he did a lot better from average-wise than what we're seeing right now. We're in the dog days of the season. And it's scary how bad he has been. Now, yes, he's had a few nicks and bruises here and there, but even last year when he wasn't feeling great, he still performed at the plate at a very high level. He would go through hell just to get runs on the board for us. And now, since he got his money, it's the complete opposite. I don't see that hunger in Vladdy. I don't see the will, the ambition, the hard-hitting, blue-collar worker archetype that he was last year. And even in 2024, he had a better year back then than he does now. If a baseball historian can explain this to me, I would really love to know why we are not seeing even an okay version of the 2025 Vladdy. He doesn't even have to look like Aaron Judge. It's confusing. I don't know how we got to the place that we're in right now. He has to figure it out. The Vladdy apologists need to stop apologizing, and they got to take some accountability as well. Somebody please explain it to me. Are there too many voices in his ear? Are too many people telling him what to do? Are there voices that are living in his brain rent free, and he doesn't have the mind capacity to just do what he's paid to do? I don't know. It's baffling what we're seeing from him. I was never a Vladdy apologist, but I was giving him the benefit of the doubt earlier in the season. But we can't do that anymore because we're almost into September, and then all we got is, if we do make the wild card, we all know how that ends up. Not great. With the World Series run last year, that 0-6 in the wild card, it doesn't erase. That's still a stat standing when it comes to a wild card. That's why I never wanted us to be in a wild card, because I already know how it ends, how the story ends, with us going home early and waiting for another 365 days on our asses at home watching the World Series. I know our pitching would never let that happen, that we would go 0-8 this year. But the offense is, I have no explanation why the offense looks like this. When I saw the 3 games in Phillies series, I was fucking hyped. I was like, holy shit, we are back. This looks like the offense of 2025. Like, testing the opposing pitchers, how far they want to go with one batter, hitting pitches off, fouling pitches off, having that gritty mentality where we're going to get the ball and play no matter what. That's what I saw, and that's what I love. I loved what I saw from the offense. We weren't hitting home runs, but at least we were getting numbers on the board. And the most important number on the board was the scoreboard. But then it went completely down from there. We got blown out twice by Chicago, and I don't know. I really wish I had a fucking community so we could talk baseball and I could hear other people's opinions about it. The end goal, that's the end goal. Having a community, having a super chat where we can all give our opinions respectfully, and I can answer questions if I can answer them. We can just chop it up and have fun talking about baseball. The past times or the present times. I want to know how people really feel about this team. I want to know what they think, what they see in this offense, or what they don't see. I want to know people's suggestions of what they would do if they were the general manager for the Blue Jays. Unfortunately, nobody watches my streams like that. I'm trying my best here. That's why I decided to try something different instead of one-take videos. Do something different, see if there were any results, different results view-wise, or likes, or subscribers, new subscribers. I don't know. I'm trying to do different things. Nothing really seems to be helping me nowadays. I do this because it's fun, but I also do this so maybe I could see different results. I do notice that the watch time is very fulfilling. People stay tuned more often than not when I stream. I've tried different things. I try to take different approaches to my videos and live streams. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. Maybe the views will come and I'm just being impatient. Trying to grow this community to where it can, the channel can grow into something bigger. Like the Blue Jays Today show. They've been doing this longer than I have, so maybe the longer I do this, the more people will come in. I see all their streams have 9,000 views, 10,000 views. I want to reach that feed someday, and I don't know anyone to ask them what they do to make their statistics look like that. I watch tons of YouTubers, baseball YouTubers, like Blue Jays Digest, but I don't have the views to get noticed from big YouTubers to maybe get some of their fans on board with my content so I can see the numbers grow. I'm not doing this for money. I also have goals to do it for money, but I'm nowhere near the amount of subscribers to do that. I also want to get some gold plaques on my wall, but I'm nowhere near that right now. That's my goal. I do this independently. I don't have a team of guys in the background or girls in the background to help me with this shit. I'm just figuring out everything as I go. I don't have a big studio. Like, I do this from my couch in my apartment. I try my best to do something different. I don't know what it is. I've tried doing MLB highlights on live stream because I don't get copyright struck for it. That's the difference between live stream and regular video is you may have some shit to take out of the full highlight reel, but on stream you don't get those notices of some footage on here could limit your view count or whatever it says. I'm just talking in circles at this point. Let's see, is there any further news? I've never got a like on the stream, so that's different. That's good to know that I got my first like on the stream. I'd love some suggestions. I'm open to anything that anyone who watches my live streams have. I want to get better at this. By getting better at this, maybe those aspirations that I have will get reached sooner rather than later. I've only been doing this for about 2 years, but I feel like it's longer. Anyways, tell me what you think. Will we get in a wild card? Will we see something different from Vladdy, whether it's his power or hitting 12 more home runs in these last couple of months of the regular season? That would help a lot if we want to reach a wild card spot and capture it and then go home in the first round. But at least the season won't be a complete dud. I want to hear what people think. Do you see this team going far into the playoffs? Or do you see us slipping down more and more to inevitability, to purgatory? Let me know in the comment section.